Hey Fraggle fans, Beth here. Just a quick scheduling update to let you know that we'll be taking a winter break for a few weeks, but we will be back in the new year with the rest of Season 2, and then on to Season 3. Thanks for listening, happy holidays, and on with the show. Hello and welcome to Fraggle Talk Classic, the unofficial Fraggle Rock podcast brought to you by toughpigs.com. My name is Beth, and I am rewatching for the millionth time.
My name is Julia, and I'm rewatching for the first time in 10 years.
My name is Adam, and I'm watching this show for the first time, which begs the question, is this the first time Fraggle Rock is watching me?
Whoa.
Deep.
And we do have another special guest with us today. Special guest, who are ya? What do you do?
Hello, I am special guest, aka Morgan Rowe. And I run a podcast called Zeitgeist Radio. I teach voice. I sing a lot. Basically do a lot of super varied musical things. I have no idea how many episodes I've watched, but I actually know way more of the songs than I know them separate from the episodes. So I'll just say that music is great and numbers are confusing. And how's that?
Perfect.
Accurate. You want to tell us about the episode and who wrote and directed it and stuff?
Yes.
And what the people who wrote and directed it smell like?
Wow, you really do have connections.
Okay, we don't always have that information. I keep petitioning them to add it on the Wikipedia page, and they keep responding with a generic, please stop emailing us, but the fans want what we want.
So, today we are talking about episode 18 of season 2, The Day the Music Died, which originally aired on April 30th, 1984, written by B.P. Nickel and directed by Eric Till.
Does anybody else have just like, every time you listen to American Pie, it just kind of wrecks you? Or is that just me?
No, it wrecks me.
Yes, and I also have the Weird Al's Star Wars version memorized, so I get like...
Yeah, I was literally going to say the same thing. Like, when I hear it, I just think of the Weird Al version.
Yeah.
Oops.
Fair. I was about 50-50, and then I read a really amazing essay breaking down American Pie line by line.
Ooh.
About how each line, what it referenced historically. And I just don't remember Weird Al's version anymore.
Fair.
Yeah. I should look that up. Growing up listening to that song, I would rely purely on my mom, who would be like, this is what this line is about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beth asked me she's like, hey, this is the episode. And I'm like, you're having me watch a tragedy? Like, during this time of year?
Yeah, the title is dire. And you know what?
Exactly.
This is
so dire.
This is not one of the more peppy, bright, fun, carefree episodes. This is getting into some serious stuff here.
Which I appreciate.
It's not as much of a tragedy as I was afraid, but...
That's good.
You know, just based on the name.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man.
The music did die, but it only died a little bit.
It did die.
It got better.
It got better.
It got better.
So we start off with a really nice little moment, actually. Like, this is, I think, my favorite Doc and Sprocket segment that we've seen so far. Because it's just Doc kind of looking outside and being like, oh, what a beautiful moment. The birds are greeting the dawn. And then he has this little moment of curiosity, and he's like, hey, do you think the birds think that they're making the sunrise? And it leads to his questions about, well, how would you communicate with another species? And we know that. And he gets to the research, and I'll get to that later. But like, we know how to communicate with other species. It's really like painstaking, but we can do it.
Yeah, I thought that was really adorable. I was like, okay, this is deep already. 3 seconds in, do the birds make the sunrise? Ooh.
Like, all right, man.
Okay.
I do appreciate that the Fraggle way to test this would be to catch all the birds and not let them sing in the morning.
Oh. But that still doesn't, like, maybe they think that, I don't know, that still doesn't solve the question. What are the birds thinking of it?
I mean, I didn't say the Fraggles were good at experimental testing.
It's true.
Gobo has another amazing hat.
Yeah.
I love that this is a continuous character trait for him.
The dude works hats. we get to go to Gobo and Wembley, and they have this just really, it's almost like a West Wing style, just sort of walk and talk, and it feels really organic.
I love those.
We also get to see, and this is one of the bits that I'm like, because like the light starts to flicker a little bit, and they get a little sleepy, and this is before everybody stops singing. Mm-hmm. So I was just a little confused. I
was also confused by that. I was like, oh, sparkle lights. And then they got tired.
Yeah, at this point, we don't yet know why the light is fading. I'm like, maybe it's because they're just in, like, a really rarely used part of the rock.
Oh, yeah, they do
people don't
state
go that often.
Oh, they did kind of mention. Well, they mentioned that there were usually Fraggles around, but there were not, because they were all in the hall,
right?
For the storyteller to announce.
Well, and they said they hadn't seen anybody for like a couple of days, like they'd been out maybe exploring, and so maybe they were in areas also where Fraggles just aren't around.
Yeah, in those areas, because they were all in the Great Hall, and maybe it clearly only takes a few hours of, anyway, spoilers, but maybe that makes sense.
That if, like, they're all coming together into the Great Hall for this once-in-a-generation thing, that maybe it's drawing in even those Fraggles who live more on the fringes, a little farther out, the suburbs, if you will.
Do we know how they do the lights for this episode?
CGI.
Green screen?
It's that really brilliant, just a little sprinkle of CGI that they're so good at.
I didn't know if it was green screen being, like, superimposed onto the cells.
There's definitely some, so when the sparkles are, like, floating in that cloud, that I would assume is, like, CGI, but there's definitely an LED thing when they, like, zoom in on the Ditsies, where it's like one of those that's, like, made out of, like, thin strips, like really thin wires of LED that glow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at your, like, high school prom when they had those things on the tables that fell open.
Those things.
Oh yeah. My mom always called those the Tina Turner hairs.
That's awesome.
So we get to hear that there's a big thing that they do once a cycle where they pick somebody to write the glory song. And the most exciting thing that I thought about this was, we have a Fraggle unit of time measurement.
Mm-hmm.
Cycles. It gets referenced several times.
And also a Fraggle sorting hat.
Yeah, the Gourd of Guidance.
That's all I could think of. The Gourd of Guidance. Yeah, who, like, pulls the name out of a hat. All I could think of was a sorting hat.
Yeah, the Gourd of Guidance would probably get your pronouns right, though.
Yeah.
True.
Yes, we see the return of the world's oldest Fraggle, played by Dave Goles, and the storyteller, played by Terry Angus, announcing who is going to write this generation-defining song. What a huge honor it is.
Which I did appreciate that that's what this was about, because that's kind of what American Pie was.
It's true.
Did anybody else think about the song One Song Glory from Rent? Because that's
also,
what
yes.
I thought about a ton. Which is
also,
a song...
We Didn't Start the Fire.
That's fair. It's a song in Rent about writing one very important song, and I was like, that's what Gobo's going to be doing this episode, I guess. He's the Roger of this episode. Oh no.
God, weird alt-universe one where Moki is trying to date Gobo and get him to do heroin. Cursed. So cursed. Please no.
Oh my gosh.
Don't like that.
Yeah.
Gotta fan cast Fraggle Rock as Rent characters now. That would be
we don't actually. We could just not.
If I was 16, I would be doing fan art. Luckily, I'm not 16
and also,
anymore.
We're not 16 anymore. We're free.
Fair. Ugh, my entire personality.
For those of you who may be listening who are 16, it does get better.
It does, I swear.
It does. It really does.
The world might not. The world might not get better, but you do, and that part rules.
Yes.
And so he gets picked, because of course he does, and he's trying to write a song, and I just, as somebody who also writes songs, I really appreciated this bit. There's a lot of like, okay, what's a cool way I can say this thing? And then you get a line and you're like, okay, but what's a cooler way that I can say this thing?
God, I should have written down the actual quote. As soon as I finished watching this episode, I was watching the latest episode of Make Some Noise, and there's this amazing line from Brennan where he's like, have you ever tried writing? It is the worst, saddest, hardest thing. I was like, dang, yes, accurate.
Mm-hmm. No, it's horrible. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing, but good Lord.
Yep.
I know. I had kind of confusing emotions around this because on the one hand, you can tell that he's like in that world, he's being kind of a jerk because he's making everybody, he's like, oh, be quiet. Because everyone wants to help and they're all being loud and singing and doing their thing. He's like, he just wants some peace and quiet. But also, as someone who has also tried to write songs, sometimes you just really need to like be in your head and have some peace and quiet while you go through your creative process.
The absolute worst thing if you are trying to write a song is someone else
having
singing
another song.
It's so... I'll take the garbage truck in the distance, right?
Fraggles don't have noise-canceling headphones.
Yeah, come on.
Can I get a what do they call the
Need some bows
moss ice cream cone they put on their head?
Moss pack.
Can I get a noise-canceling moss pack, please?
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, as someone with ADHD who, if I'm trying to get something done, like whether I'm trying to write a poem or I'm trying to do some important emails, I have been like the jerk to my partner where I'm like, hey, I need you to put some headphones on or take your YouTube video on your phone somewhere else into the house because I really need to focus and get this done. So,
yep.
Hard relate to Gobo.
Yeah.
Also, from a music standpoint, I really like that Moki, Red, and Wembley walk in singing, and Moki and Red are singing harmony, and Wembley is doing this, like, rhythmic scatting under it. Like, he's not singing the words, but he's just kind of making sounds that have a melody that is like a bass harmony or like a tenor harmony, and it just rules.
It was really good.
And they're singing Muck and Goo also.
They
which
are.
We've
They're
heard
singing
before.
a song that we've heard before.
Whoa, Julia, language. That's going to have to censor that.
So I do want to note that before that, Gillis and his buddies walk by singing this little kind of nonsense song. It's got like the cadence of a schoolyard chant, like a Miss Mary Mac kind of thing that could hypothetically go on forever. Something very, repetitive.
Very big kind of KISSING kind of vibes.
Exactly. And one of the lines is, "You're smaller than a ditzy." And so they're introducing the fact that and Red says later when they meet the ditzy, is like, but I thought ditzy was just a nonsense word. And this is a seed that they have been planting in past episodes.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
There were two other instances. Let me see if I can find it. So in Manny's Land of Carpets, Red says, "Doozling ditsies," as like a kind of, exclamation.
Like a swear.
Exactly. And then in 2:16, Junior Sells the Farm, Red says to Moki, "Come on, ditzy brain." So
interesting.
They've started planting the seed that this is a common quote unquote nonsense word in their vocabulary, but clearly that came from somewhere.
That is like the best kind of DMing ever. Like the DMs that you really want to play Dungeons and Dragons at their table, that's the kind of way that they think.
Yeah. Man, you want to talk no seams in the world building, this is a good one.
Absolute fire.
Yeah.
So after they get everybody stopped singing and then the lights start to go out and everybody gets sleepy. And did anybody else? They go, "It's gone. The light is gone." And my immediate thought was, yeah, no kidding, dude.
It's called daylight savings time, lads. It's the worst.
I relate.
Is this a U.S. nonsense? I'm guessing Canada doesn't do that.
I don't know.
There are other countries.
There are states that don't do it.
That's
Arizona
true.
doesn't do it.
It's just Arizona, yeah.
It's the only good choice they've made.
Yeah, I want to go back though, because as they're stopping singing, someone says you don't have to sing to be a Fraggle, and I felt like that was important.
Right?
Because you do.
Exactly.
That was important for later.
Turns out you do have to sing to be a Fraggle.
Turns out, yes. And then they also say it lacks a certain sparkle, which again became important later.
I missed that one.
I missed that one too.
Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, they stop singing. The light goes out, and we get this nice little breather where Doc is trying to talk dog speak at Sprocket, and Sprocket is just laughing at Doc, and it's very funny. Do you ever do this, Julia? Do you ever bark back at dogs? Have a little conversation?
Do I bark back at dogs? Yeah, I probably have. I mostly just talk to them. I am very much like Doc in the sense that I am monologuing at dogs all of the time. The main difference is they don't usually have a reaction that warrants them understanding what I'm saying. They usually just stare at me or continue doing whatever they're doing.
Fair.
But I talk to dogs every day. Every single day.
I talk to dogs all the time. They don't even have to be here, but I'll talk to them. I'll be like, hey, dogs. They can hear me. They have really good ears.
They do, indeed.
I really appreciate that, like, this episode kind of gave me, like, a bit of a mind-blowing moment where I was like, oh, man, Doc is becoming a better dog owner. We've given him so much guff over the series of this podcast.
Well-deserved guff.
Well-deserved guff for moments of, like, not necessarily being the best dog owner.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's really trying. He's trying to understand Sprocket. He's trying to, like, not only, like, it's not like he's, got, like, words on a flashcard that he's trying to teach Sprocket English. He's trying to speak Sprocket's language.
Mm-hmm.
He's, like, laying on the floor to show his belly, and he's, like, sniffing Sprocket to say hello.
That's a later bit.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, this is just the him barking one.
Okay. Well, I'll cut and paste that later.
Or, look, you leave in a lot of me not knowing when order things are. You're allowed to also make mistakes.
What? I'm going to need some time to deal with. I'm allowed to make...
Yeah, you're encouraged to make mistakes, even. You know why? Because it's a Fraggle thing to do.
Ooh. Dang it. Oh.
Got him.
Oh.
Pew, 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 pew. So yeah, they decide they're going to go talk to the world's oldest Fraggle. And that is true.
Well, the Ditzies speak first.
Oh, yeah.
Which I was very excited. I was like, what are these crazy lights? Oh my gosh, they can talk. And then it got real dark real fast, like both literally and figuratively, because they're like, we are dying. Oh my goodness. Pressure.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're like, I don't know what a ditzy is. Do you know what a ditzy is? I thought it was just a nonsense word, like Beth said. And they decide they're going to go talk to the world's oldest Fraggle. And they can't wake him up.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to hearing from him, but he was asleep.
And I like the sort of twist with that, because, we're expecting to go and get a world's oldest Fraggle scene, and so are they. And then we just don't, and that just heightens the stakes.
Yeah.
I did think they were quite respectful to Sleepy Fraggle.
I would have drawn like a eyebrows or something.
He's already got quite bushy eyebrows.
Fair. Ah, right. He's too silly. I can't sillify him. Braided his beard, maybe.
He's just eyebrows.
Just eyebrows and beard. In this moment when the Ditzy started speaking, I honestly forgot about that whole part of the episode. I was just there with the Fraggles. They started speaking. I was like, oh, dang. Like mini jump scare.
And I couldn't understand them, so I'm glad that the Fraggles were also kind of translating. It was a little...
I got about one word in 3.
hard for me to understand. The Ditzies were not the best enunciators, maybe?
Yeah, I did have the subtitles on like I always do, but it was definitely helpful.
Yeah, they had like a weird sound effect. I think to give them kind of an otherworldly audio quality, but yeah, it was a little hard to understand them.
Also, we should note the Ditzy voice is done by Catherine Mullen.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Want to just give a quick shout out to the props department. They gave Wembley sleepy eyes.
Right?
And it's really cute if it wasn't so scary.
Wembley was very sleepy.
They had to put a lot of Fraggles...
Same, Wembley.
Eyelids on for the first time probably ever. Mm-hmm. Most of these Fraggles are walking around without eyelids.
They must be crying constantly from all the dust.
Oh boy.
Me too,
They're
Fraggles.
all so sleepy.
How come?
But yeah, they get sleepy.
How come Gobo doesn't get sleepy? He gets he starts feeling sleepy like right up at the very end, but everyone else is passing out, and he.
Well, he also starts out the episode sleepy. Mm-hmm. He's the first one to yawn.
Okay, yes.
And he's like, oh, I don't know why I'm so tired. And then the lights start going out.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not like he's not experiencing it at all, but to a lesser degree, maybe?
He's remarkably steadfast. He's doing real well.
So it is not explained, but my understanding is that he's the last one to stop making music.
That's a good point.
That's right.
And so that means that it just sort of stays with him a little bit longer. That's not explained, though. It is never explicitly made clear.
Yeah.
And maybe they could have.
Yeah.
That makes sense, though.
But yeah, I have that in my notes. I have, why isn't Gobo tired?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is he not falling asleep? With 3 question marks.
But they decide they're going to go talk to the trash. Well, so they're like, we got to get outside to the light.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think is a great call. And they say they're going to go talk to the trash heap.
And then Wimbley falls asleep and Gobo has to carry him out. So he's a good buddy.
He's very cute.
Gobo can be kind of a jerk, but he's always there when it counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was really kind of a potent thing that in terms of like, you know, the overarching metaphors of the episode. So first they go to the world's oldest Fraggle and that doesn't work. And then they see for a moment the storyteller like, oh, look, she's not asleep, but turns out she's just sleepwalking and sleep talking. And then I was like, oh, yeah, what do you do when the world is falling apart and first the historians fail you and then even the storytellers fail you? I guess you got to turn to your local demigod? Turn to faith?
Your local trash history demigod? Yeah.
Yeah.
But first we get to watch some belly rubs or some...
Yeah, and honestly, I'm with you on this one, Beth. Like, I have been in situations where there's been a stressed dog and I've laid down and showed the dog my belly and it has calmed the dog down. Like, I don't speak dog as well as I speak cat, but that is one, like, phrase I know how to say in dog and it works. So, Sprocket, like, Doc is trying. I know he usually tries in ways that are not good, but, like, for once, Sprocket, give Doc a break.
It was pretty cute.
Or even throw him a bone.
I really liked Doc told Sprocket, I resent the implication that I've gone mad, Sprocket. I'm experimenting, doing miserably at it too, which I found delightful.
I loved that
So
line.
good.
Yeah.
And I think the Doc and Sprocket ones are intentionally a little bit more wholesome because they give us a little bit of a breather between the genuine stress and concern, which is, you know, I can't imagine why that would be good advice for anyone, but if you're dealing with large periods of, you know, stress and concern, maybe take little moments of being wholesome.
Yeah, we could use that.
The Doc and Sprocket thing about, like, you know, Doc becoming a better dog owner over time, I was like, oh, my mind-blowing moment was like, oh, like when I've been, you know, watching like the series-long arc of interspecies, you know, starting out as enemies or ignoring each other and eventually starting to communicate, I was like, oh, I was mentally thinking of Doc and Sprocket as kind of like a unit that the Fraggles, you know, interact with to like more or lesser degrees, but it also applies to each other.
Yeah. Every group is its own microcosm.
I love that. They are not just here for Odd Couple style infinite shenanigans, although they are an infinite shenanigans engine.
Engage the infinite shenanigan engine. We're going to ludicrous speed.
I appreciate the Spaceballs reference.
Thank you.
Very nice.
There's a little bit of a Hitchhiker's Guide in there, not quite, but
Yeah, there was some hitchhiker.
So they talk to the trash heap, who is decidedly unhelpful, and honestly gives advice that I don't like.
It's not helpful at all.
Well, it's helpful if you've seen the episode a million times. Let me put it that way.
So here's the thing. She says, do what you've always done. And that might be useful, specific advice in this specific thing, which is like, hey, there's a thing that you used to always do and you stopped doing it, so go back to doing it. But do what you've always done. What if what you've been doing is the thing that caused the disaster?
That got you in the problem,
well, okay,
yes.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's clearly not a universal thing. The point she's trying to make is, in times of great distress, remember how to be a person. What do people...
She could have gotten that a lot better.
This is Marjorie we're talking about. She never speaks clearly. We know this.
Yes, but she doesn't often speak that shallowly.
Whoa.
Oh.
Them's fighting words. Shallow? Shallow?
This is
Do
what
what you've
fractures
always
the
done.
podcast. Oh no.
Do what you've always done. How is that
What?
any level
Adam,
of depth?
What have human beings done since we were humans? We have made art. We have sung. We have made music. We have drawn on cave walls. That is what she is saying.
Yes.
That's not shallow.
And that part could have been a little clearer.
This is Marjorie. She's never going to be clear.
Look, I'll fully admit I'm projecting my feelings about the gosh darn election onto this particular piece of advice. But, like, if you look at all of the people who are having a lot of stress right now and be like, do what you've always done. It's like, no, what we've always done is what got us here.
You don't look at the people who are in distress right now and say, do what you've always done. You look to all of the people who are in distress right now and say, remember how to be a person. Remember how to make art.
Yeah.
That is what she's saying.
Now that I agree with.
Yeah, and do what you've always done, like in times of, not to go like super deep, we're deep here, but like in times of grief, some of the most helpful things that my therapists have ever recommended is just do normal small things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a shower.
Yep.
Eat food.
Chew the burger.
Play with your cat. Sing your songs. Go on fun podcasts with your friends.
So, Beth, I totally agree with you on that, and I really appreciate the actual intended message here of just like, hey, like, you have changed something about yourself. Remember what it is that you evolved to do. There is a possible shallower interpretation of that Marjorie doesn't usually leave up.
Yeah, I mean, there... Yeah.
It was also clearly meant to be like in the context of storytelling. Like it was not the end advice, right? They're on a quest for help. The oldest Fraggle couldn't help. The trash heap kind of sort of helped, but not really. Like there's still more storytelling to be done.
Yeah.
This was one piece of a puzzle that they picked up that they will assemble later.
Also, we got to watch a rat play a trash saxophone, and that part was amazing.
That part was
also.
so
Have we
amazing.
seen Marjorie wear this hat before?
I don't believe so.
This fruit hat?
That's a reference to something, isn't it?
I feel like it's a Carmen Miranda thing.
There it is. Thank you.
It is. So I'll be honest, this episode, I watched the whole thing. My note-taking, not the best. It's a difficult time, y'all.
Yep.
Same.
The song that she sung, was it in that style?
It's called... The title of the song is Stuff Samba.
Okay. So, kind of.
Kind of.
All right.
And so Philo's got a little hat of his own, which is very, very cute. And he's doing, like, in between her lines, like the ay kind of thing. And I'm like, is this trying to diversify musical styles, or is this cultural stereotypes? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah, they skirt that line every so often.
It's vague enough that I didn't get bad feelings from it, but it touches it maybe a little bit.
Yeah, if anyone grew up listening to Carmen Miranda, were they faithful or offensive? Let us know. So then Gobo and Wembley have to figure out, well, that wasn't very helpful. What the heck do we do now?
And then they get a postcard.
Yeah. And we get to see possibly the most majestic mustache of all time.
So, fun fact, this musician is Philip Balsam, the guy who writes all the music for this show.
That rules.
That's amazing.
I'm so happy knowing that.
That's awesome.
Yep.
It is an excellent mustache.
Was that a real mustache?
I have to believe it was.
My guess would be yes.
It was the 80s.
Yeah, my guess would be yes.
The 70s had not phased out entirely. I'm willing to believe in the power of this mustache.
I want to believe. We have so little hope to cling to these days. I want to believe in this mustache.
You can believe in the mustace.
I'm looking at pictures of him, and he doesn't...
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm not seeing a ton of mustaches on him.
Yeah, it may have been just an experiment.
I mean, it could have been maybe he grew it just for this, but the few pictures of him on Google, he is not a mustachioed man.
Yeah. Oh no, is it a fake mustache?
I have known many men who grew mustaches for less reasons.
John Green does it once a year for Pizzamas.
Mm-hmm.
And by men, I mean people who are able to grow mustaches.
So, okay, Adam, remember your theory that, like, the longer traveling Matt is away from home, the more he forgets? Because, like, we were talking about, like, that long-term memory that Fraggles often seem to lack, and especially traveling Matt.
Mm-hmm.
He describes this guy, multi-talented creatures with strange appendages that make the most pleasing music, as if the guitar is an appendage of this man. It's like, sir, your nephew has a guitar. You've sung with your nephew while he's playing his guitar multiple times. That I remembered, like, oh, okay, maybe he's just been away from home so long.
He forgot what a guitar is. Fraggles are not known for their memory capacity.
Yep.
They would do something like introducing themselves to a guest on their podcast and then introducing themselves again not 30 seconds later. Call back to me meeting Morgan.
Oh, give yourself a little credit. It was at least 2 minutes later.
It was at least 2 minutes.
Okay. That doesn't make it that much better. Oh, I love Gobo's instinct because he doesn't know what to do. And he's like, we have to evacuate the cave. We have to get everybody out.
Makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Because they were awake outside.
Mm-hmm.
What I thought was funny was they kind of started to hammer over the head here. Nothing's more important to a Fraggle than music.
Mm-hmm.
Came, I think, from the postcard, and then they said it over and over, and I'm like, okay, have they figured it out? No. Nothing's more important to a Fraggle than singing and dancing. Wow. And then they go back inside and get their friends.
Yep.
And try to track them out.
Nope, can't figure it out until the last possible moment.
Literally just solved it. Okay.
I do appreciate that when they go back in, Wembley just does a little dive back into the cave. It's a very good puppetry moment.
Yeah. Whee!
Whee!
Tail flings out. It's phenomenal.
Yes. They do not last very long going back inside to get their friends.
Yeah, Wembley.
No.
So Gobo's like, grab the nearest Fraggle and we'll come back out. And Wembley's like, oh boy, is a pile of Fraggles ever comfortable. And he just lies down on the pile, and I was like, oh, this is those moments in dance weekends.
It's like 3 a.m.
Where it's like 3 a.m. and you want to keep dancing, but there's that giant beanbag in the corner
and it's got all your friends
it's got
on
all
it.
your friends on it, and they're already in a cuddle puddle.
And you could just lie down and you're just like, oh, I love this song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, but this was... So when Wembley finally goes back to sleep and Gobo kind of gives up, this was the moment that broke me in watching this episode. Because now he's starting to succumb to it. He says, I feel so tired. I've got no strength left. And this chop's over. And I was like crying, typing out, I feel so tired. I've got no strength left.
Relatable.
Yeah, listeners, we're recording. This is the first episode that we're recording after the rather large election happened less than 2 weeks ago. What, a little more than a week ago? What is time? Yeah, we're still reeling.
I think it's like a little more than a week.
It's been about 9. It's been about 9 days.
God, what a long 9 days.
I know.
So when Gobo stands back up, he's like, "Oh, I'm so tired. I can barely hold this guitar." And I was like, "He just found a guitar on the floor."
He tripped on it.
He tripped over it. He tripped on it. I think that's why he fell down.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually fell down.
Yeah.
I think he said that, and then he tripped over his guitar, and it made a little boom, like, because he kicked it, and it made a little spark.
Yeah, there's a
and
visual ad of the sparkle.
That's what let him wake up enough to stand back up.
Yep.
I missed that. Wow.
That's how I saw it, at least.
I caught all of those beats as well and can confirm. And I do think it's really, like, that was the moment that got me, is when he decides to just start making a little bit of music as he's going.
Yeah, because he hasn't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
He says, okay, Uncle Matt says there's nothing more important than music, but what about the Ditzy's lives? What about ours? If only there was something I could do. And he just starts strumming as a way to cope, because there's nothing else he can do.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps even because it If there's going to be a last thing he does, he wants it to be that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang. Oof. Yeah, and then he starts to play this. This song is called "Shine On." It's been covered a couple of different times. It was the first song that they did on the Morgan. I don't know if I've told you about this. The first time that we saw the Fraggles in years was in 2020, when they basically came together like, we need to do something, and they did a little mini-series called Fraggle Rock, Rock On, where the Fraggles came together and they were like talking to each other and talking to us, and it was incredible, and this was the first song that they sang. And that was like the precursor to what would eventually become the reboot Back to the Rock. And it was such an incredible thing to get this.
They sang Shine On?
They sang Shine On.
I vaguely remember this coming up.
Oh, did we talk about that?
Yeah, that was I think, did we do this one?
We worked on the song together. Yeah, listeners, that's how I know Morgan.
So,
yeah. She's also my singing teacher. And yeah, this was definitely one of the songs that we worked on. We didn't work on that version. The version that I was using as kind of like the one that was more in my range was the one from the 2018 cover album, Do It On My Own, by the Corinne Tucker Band.
Yeah. When this came on, I was like, oh, I know this one. And then it was a little bit different. And I was like, maybe I don't know. I mean, it's a very, it's a melody that's very, like, it's very simple. Mm-hmm. It's exactly what it needs to be. So, but I wasn't sure if we'd done that one. Yes. Delightful. Yes. And all the lights come on, and it's very beautiful, and extremely happy, and the Ditzies are saved, and life, the entire world is all better.
I love the gradual discovery, because first he just does one little strum, you get one little sparkle.
Yeah.
And then a few more, like a hesitant line or two, and then you get a few more sparkles, and then he starts to figure out, like, where did that come from? Oh, it's coming from the music. And then he does more music to make more light, and then finally figures out, like, oh, the trash heap said, do the stuff you've always done before, and Uncle Matt said, nothing is more important than music. That's it. The Ditzies must live on music. And then he goes full force into the rest of the song, and everyone starts gradually waking up, and the cave starts getting lighter and lighter, and eventually they all start joining in, and it becomes this big, joyous chorus together. And the Fraggles start yeeting themselves into the air, just jumping for joy. It's glorious.
I do want to point out there's one Fraggle on the back who just doesn't wake up.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, there's one Fraggle in the back that's just lying there and does not move. And I was like having a nice emotional moment. Then I saw that and I just started laughing hysterically because it was so heckin' funny.
I'm going to have to go back and look for that.
So the question that was raised for me is, so do these two organisms have a symbiotic relationship then, where the music keeps them alive, but then the light from because it was the light that woke the Fraggles up, not the music.
Mm-hmm.
At least is how I saw it. So there's just constantly these little organisms floating around.
Yeah, because that's been one of the unanswered questions up to this point is, how is there light in all of these underground caves?
Yeah.
And now we know.
Because of the music.
Yep.
Beth, do you want to tell us about the international versions?
So, Muppet Wiki only has notes on the UK version. It says, the captain tries to communicate with Sprocket by barking and growling and then tries out sign language. Sprocket retrieves the captain's hat and is able to tell time. Retrieves the captain's hat and is able to tell time. Okay. But always ends up picking up his bowl and asking for food. In Uncle Matt's postcard, Matt visits a football stadium where he puts on the colors for Arsenal FC and joins in with the waving and singing that the silly creatures appear to have gathered there to do. Just when he was about to give up on his quest to communicate with the dog, the captain comes to the conclusion that he and Sprocket have been communicating with each other all along, and when Sprocket picks up his leash as soon as the captain indicates that they should go for a walk. Oh, okay. Similar story arc, just
British.
Different details. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I guess that we did miss that part is at the end they discover they're already communicating being just the way you are.
Yeah.
Daw.
Shall we talk about how to make the world a little Fragglier?
Talk to dogs. Everything's bad. Dogs are good. Just talk to them, and It won't solve the world's problems, but it will make you feel an inkling better. So
That will make you Fragglier, yeah.
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 Take a shower, sing some music.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was, because I was thinking on this, like, just do what makes you happy, you know? Like, that's all we can really do right now.
Joy and self-care are revolutionary.
Do what makes you happy, and sometimes you just gotta give up on the big stuff for a little bit. Doesn't mean you have to give up forever.
I mean, the nice thing about it is big things are made out of little things. So
Yeah.
in a regime that wants you dead or despairing, doing
Yeah.
self-care and help doing things that make you happy is in fact an act of revolution.
Just make art. Yeah.
Make art. The thing that really got to me about Gobo's arc, I guess this will be mine, is that, like, it's that Sesame Street song, you know, don't worry if it's not good enough for anyone else to hear, just sing. Because he gets so hung up in the first chunk of the episode, like, this has to be amazing. This is a generation-defining song. There is so much pressure on him, and he's so frustrated. He's trying out this line and that line, and it's not working, that he forgot why we make art in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only when he was at his lowest that that's what he turns to for comfort and salvation, and goes like, oh, right, okay, yep, that's the whole reason why art exists in the first place. So yeah. How do we make the world a little fragglier? How do I pare that down into...
No, what you just said.
Yeah.
Fraggles aren't succinct.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Nor should I be.
I just wanted to share the song that got me through the last presidency of this particular ilk.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Sing About It. It's by the Wood Brothers. And it very much feels like it fits in with the theme of this episode. The first line is, if you got to worry, what you ought to do is sing.
Mm.
And I've been listening to that one a lot, and I hope it offers you a little bit of catharsis. Yeah, I want to plug your pluggables so we can all go eat and do self-care.
Yay, self-care. Oh, Morgan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah. Where can people find you and your work?
Sure. So I have a podcast called Zeitgeist Radio. It's on all platforms. I always have cool guests on there, including Beth in episode 10.
Yay.
Came on to talk about the music of the Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm on all platforms there. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram at Zeitgeist Academy. That's ZEITGEIST Academy.
Awesome. And yeah, you can find me on social media at Beth Anna Cook. It's Anna with 2 N's. And occasionally writing stuff for Tough Pigs.
And you can find me at Geek Girl Grown Up on social media, also occasionally writing for Tough Pigs, and then also at juliagaskell.com for poetry stuff.
You can find me if you follow your nose. Just follow the scent of mustard and horseradish.
Yeah.
All right, that is going to be it for this one. Remember to check out toughpigs.com. Give us a good review on your podcatcher of choice, and we will see you next time.
Don't forget to dance your cares away and sing them away too.
Down at Fraggle Talk.
Bwam.
Fraggle Talk Classic is brought to you by toughpigs.com. Fraggle Talk art by Dave Hulteen Jr. The Fraggle Rock mark and logo, characters, and elements are trademarks of the Jim Henson Company. All rights reserved. The Fraggle Rock theme song, written by Philip Balsam and Dennis Lee, is used with permission. Special thanks to the Jim Henson Company and the entire Fraggle Rock family. For more from Tough Pigs, please find us at Tough Pigs on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, TeePublic, and Patreon. Fraggle Talk Classic is produced and edited by me, Beth Cook. Thank you to Joe Hennis, the Tough Pigs Muppet Fan Podcast executive producer. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time, down at Fraggle Talk. Y'all keep vamping. I totally forgot about the pumpkin bread, and now my oven alarm is going off.
Oh no!
Oh man,
Oh.
okay.
Good times.
So
Beth's apartment caught on fire during this
Oh,
podcast.
that would be deep lore for the podcast. It's like, oh yeah, that's the episode where Beth's apartment was burning. Actually, I think this is just the episode where Beth gets delicious pumpkin bread.
That's a better twist.
Real quick.
Sounds-
Okay, hold on. Beth's not
Yes.
here, so we all have to say really nice stuff about Beth so that she only hears it when she listens back as she's editing.
Excellent. I love it.
Oh wait.
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Okay, we're good.
Okay.
You still have an apartment?
Oh yeah, no, it was a timed, like, pumpkin bread is ready, not like, oh my god, your house is on fire.
We were imagining dire things.
Can't imagine why.
No, I remembered when I put it in, I was like, oh, it's 20 minutes later than I thought it would be when I planned to make a batch of pumpkin bread, and now this is going to go off 20 minutes into the episode. Cool. And then I forgot about it. Oh, thank you for your patience.
Anyways,